Hello and welcome to Prime Property, your weekly real estate reckoner. I'm Nayanthara Rai and this is what we have on the show today. A Rajya Sabha panel invites public comments for setting up India's real estate regulator. We run you through the main provisions and highlight the deficiencies in the proposed bill. A real estate regulator. When is India going to have one? Well, this is the stage we are at 10 years after it was first conceptualized. The Real Estate Regulation and Development Bill 2013 has been approved by Cabinet and is now with a 21-member select panel of the Rajya Sabha. That panel has invited public comments till June 14th. We at Prime Property are carrying out a campaign to encourage as many citizens as we can to give their comments. Let's not be fence-sitters. You or your close ones have suffered due to numerous reasons like project delays, one-sided buy agreements, false advertising, etc., etc. This is an issue that affects all of us and we must do our bit to ensure India's first real estate regulator is an effective one. The email on your screen is where you can send your comments. Let's remind you of some of the main provisions of the Real Estate Regulator Bill. First up, developers need to keep aside in an escrow account 50% of the customer advance, and that too within 15 days of receiving it. This is to ensure there is no diversion of funds and the projects actually get completed. The UPA government had suggested 70%. This 50% provision will effectively allow developers to continue their practice of diverting funds collected for a project towards land acquisition or other projects. For the buyers, the concerns regarding fund diversion will be higher. While a 50% lock-in sounds good on paper, in reality it could also cost the consumer a lot more. It may end up being inflationary. Here's why. It's likely to result in builders hiking prices to partially make up for the funds they can't access, as well as any foreseeable loss of interest. We need clarification on this inflationary angle. The bill now covers commercial real estate as well. Also, brokers and agents have been included under its purview and are effectively rendered punishable in case of non-compliance with the authorities and the tribunal's ruling. All under-construction projects have to be mandatorily registered within 3 months of setting up of the regulator, and developers cannot make any changes to original plans or the structural designs unless 2/3 of the customers give their consent. So builders can no longer unilaterally decide, for instance, increase the number of stories of a building if there's a change in FAR. Now, failure to register a project will cause the developer to attract a penalty of 10% of the overall project cost and an additional penalty of 10% and or 3-year prison term in case of continued non-compliance. Incorrect or incomplete disclosures will attract a penalty of 5% of the project cost. Project cancellation has been stated as a possibility in case of continued non-compliance. But you know, all of this sounds very good on paper. This is definitely a sector that was crying out for transparency, but this bill doesn't seem to have the potential to break the alleged Babu Builder nexus. Why has the centre, the state government and the local authorities not been held accountable at all? So the consumer suffers yet again from project delays. Let's say if the government, either the state level or the central level, does not provide clearances on time, builders will obviously pass on the buck. So once again, don't forget to email your views on the regulator to the Rajya Sabha Select Panel.